This is a recap of the 4th and half of the 5th season of Riverdale. Alright, let's go! The 4th season starts off with the death of Luke Perry, aka Fred Andrews. After the loss of Fred, Archie turns his boxing ring into a community center. But Hiram also gets out of prison and is now mayor of Riverdale. With his newfound position, he finds other ways to terrorize both Archie and his friends. Meanwhile, Jughead starts to go to this preppy school called Stonewall Prep. Well, yeah, Stonewall Prep. But he soon leaves the school after his classmates try to murder him. Speaking of murder, Betty, with the help of her FBI brother Charles, helps free everybody from the weird farm cult, including her mother and her sister, and her mother ends up killing Edgar, the leader of the cult. And we all find out that Veronica has a half-sister named Hermosa.
Stop it. Get some help.
You know what? I'm sorry. Anyways, while everybody in Riverdale was busy living their lives, a new mysterious person has been filming people and sending the videos to the houses, which unsettles the whole town. But that later escalates to videotapes of every murder that happened in Riverdale, so Jughead and Betty investigate the tapes. But after being unable to find the culprit, Jughead's life gets threatened, so Archie and Betty go undercover in order to solve the case. But while undercover as a couple, they actually fall for each other and share a kiss. But they decide not to act on their feelings in order to keep their relationships intact. Meanwhile, their new principal, Principal Honey, who replaced Principal Weatherby, come on. Anyways, Principal Honey wanted to cancel prom. Cheryl, the gang, and even Hiram banded together in order to stop him from canceling it. And the season ends with Jughead and Betty still on the hunt for the person who made the videotapes. In season 5, with the guilt of cheating on Veronica with Betty weighing on Archie, he tells Veronica that he cheated on her with Betty. But Veronica, not wanting to ruin their last weeks together, encourages him to fake being a couple with her so they don't ruin their last weeks together. Meanwhile, Jughead and Betty find out that Jughead's little sister, Jellybean, is actually the one behind the tapes from season 4 because she doesn't want her brother leaving town without her. Jughead then tells his father, and his father then decides to move back in with their mother with Jellybean so she doesn't cry out for help for missing her family. So they leave town never to be seen in the season again. But they only leave after watching Jughead graduate, which Archie does not get to graduate because he didn't pass. In a last minute decision, Archie decides to join the US Army, even though there's a war going on. With Archie leaving for basic training in the morning, Betty reveals to Jughead that her and Archie kissed, which ruins the relationship between Jughead and Betty as well. Speaking of ruined relationships, without Archie to hold down the group, they quickly fell apart. Tony and Cheryl also broke up due to family issues. Then skip forward 7 years later, looking like Superman in the army, Archie is assigned to revive the RROTC program in Riverdale High. He then calls up the old gang to join him in Riverdale to help save the town. Hiram has been literally wrecking the place, with the help of his new right-hand man, Reggie. Anyways, Jughead is now a successful writer, but he's in debt and has writer's block. Betty is now a trainee FBI agent who's kinda dating this one guy, but not really. And Veronica is now married to this guy by the name of Chad, who's just such a piece of shit. But anyways, after meeting up in Riverdale, they all decide to become teachers at Riverdale High in order to save it from Hiram Lodge. Also, Tony's pregnant, but we don't know who the father is. While the gang is doing their best to save Riverdale High, including starting a fire department, Hiram and Reggie are both doing their best to destroy it. Meanwhile, Betty's sister Polly is gone missing and is presumed dead, and Betty investigates it. She does that, Jughead writes a new story, with the help of Pop Tate's granddaughter, Tabitha. The weird thing is that Jughead's story is about aliens called the Mothman, which he now claims that he's been abducted by them, but we can't trust him because he's been doing drugs and has been profusely drinking. After coming back to Riverdale, Archie and Betty develop feelings for each other again and become friends with benefits. But they stop after Archie reveals that he still has feelings for Veronica. Yes! Veronica was also trying to divorce Chad so she can be together with Archie. But this piece of shit known as Chad blackmails Veronica so she can't leave him. With all that happening, Hiram breaks a bunch of inmates out of prison in order to destroy the high school. Archie, with the help of his uncle Frank and Kevin, were able to stop the inmates. But 2 of the inmates, which happen to be Charles and Chick, goes to Betty's house and threaten the twins, but they both just get stabbed and shot and are sent to the emergency room. Meanwhile, Jughead, while trying to finish his new books, takes some drugs and goes missing as well. And Hiram, with the help of Reggie, burns down Cheryl's maple trees because she won't sell the land to him. And yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed that video and want to see more like it, leave a like and subscribe. Adios.